Welcome to InfinityCast. When we think of the battlefields of World War II, we picture steel, firepower, and grim-faced soldiers. But what if one of the most effective American units fought not with bullets, but with paintbrushes, loudspeakers, and rubber? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a story of military deception that remained classified for over 50 years. Here to help me unravel this incredible tale is my co-host, Bryn Sora.
Thanks, Elias. It's a story that truly blurs the line between art and war. We're talking about the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but they are known to history by a much more evocative name, the Ghost Army.
And their job was essentially to be ghosts, to create phantom armies, drawing enemy attention and fire, allowing actual Allied forces to move undetected. It was a traveling roadshow of deception.
Exactly. Their arsenal was unlike any other. The visual deception arm, the 603rd Camouflage Engineers, was equipped with hundreds of inflatable rubber tanks, cannons, jeeps, and airplanes. From a reconnaissance plane flying at 5,000 feet, a rubber M4 Sherman tank looked identical to a 32-ton steel one.
But it wasn't enough to just look the part. An army makes noise, so they had a sonic deception unit.
That's right, the 3132 Signal Service Company. These were sound engineers, some recruited from Hollywood's top studios. They went to Fort Knox to record the sounds of entire armored and infantry divisions, the clatter of tank treads, the shouts of soldiers, the rumble of pontoon bridge construction. They would then play these recordings on massive speakers, capable of being heard up to 15 miles away, to mimic the sounds of a massive force on the move.
So you have the sights and the sounds, but you also need the story. The human element.
And that's where the third element, radio deception, came in. They would mimic the radio traffic of the unit they were impersonating, sending out fake messages to be intercepted by the enemy. They even had actors who would go into nearby towns, dressed as colonels and generals, and talk loudly in cafes about troop movements that didn't exist, knowing that local spies would overhear them. It was performance art on a grand scale.
And the men in this unit were uniquely suited for it. They were recruited from art schools, ad agencies, and design firms. We're talking about men who would later become famous, like fashion designer Bill Blass and minimalist painter Ellsworth Kelly. They were tasked with using their creativity to fool the German high command.
And they were incredibly successful. Their final and perhaps most crucial mission was Operation Weissersen in March of 1945. The U.S. Ninth Army was preparing to cross the Rhine River, a huge and dangerous undertaking. The Ghost Army, a mere 1,100 men, was tasked with impersonating 2 full divisions, about 30,000 men, to draw German forces away from the actual crossing point.
They used over 600 inflatable vehicles, played their sonic symphonies, and created a completely convincing illusion of a massive buildup 10 miles south of the real target. And the Germans bought it, hook, line, and sinker. They repositioned significant artillery and infantry to face the Phantom Army. When the Ninth Army actually crossed the Rhine, they met with far less resistance than anticipated. A U.S. Army analysis after the war concluded that the Ghost Army's deception saved an estimated 15,000 to 30,000 Allied lives. And yet, these soldiers were sworn to secrecy. They returned home and never spoke of their greatest contribution to the war.
It's a powerful reminder that victory isn't always won through brute force. Sometimes it's won through ingenuity, illusion, and the courage of artists who wielded creativity as their weapon. The Ghost Army proved that a well-told lie could be more powerful than a battalion of tanks.
A truly spectral and spectacular piece of history. That's all the time we have for today. Join us next time on InfinityCast.